So in this video I'm going to explain you about the polymorphism. First we will see the definition, then I will go through the code. The polymorphism is a core concept in object-oriented programming that allow method to do different thing based on the object is acting upon, even though the method name and signature might be the same. If you are using this xyz object and calling this method their method, then based on this object this method will get called. So that definition is saying polymorphism having two types, that is compile time polymorphism and a runtime polymorphism. So compile time polymorphism we can achieve it by method overloading, and a runtime polymorphism we can achieve is by method overriding. So let's go through the code. So first we will go through compile time polymorphism. So here is example. So here is one class, calculator class. There is having three methods. That all the methods having the same name, that is add, and but they are having different arguments. So here is the two arguments, here is the three arguments, and here is also two arguments, but the data type is different. So when you create an object of calculator and we pass when you call this add method, we have passed here two integer, the data 10 and 5 and 10, their data type is integer. So this will call this method. This is decide on compile time, because when you try to add here 2 dot something, so this is a double, this is 3 arguments, so this is giving us a compile time error. So that's why this is called as compile time polymorphism, because method will be, which method will call, that is decided by a runtime only. So when you pass here 2 double, then it will call this method. So when we write here 3 integers, then it will call this add. So that is a overloading concept, and we can, this is a compile time polymorphism, and we can achieve it by overloading. Runtime polymorphism. So in last video, in inheritance video, we have learned the example, that is animal. Animal is a generic name and this is a parent, and cat is extending the animal, and dog is also using the animal. And in animal they are having one method, that is say hello, and this method is overridden by cat and have its own implementation. And also dog is doing the same thing, it's having its own implementation by extending the animal class. Okay, so after that, so here when we create the object of this animal, okay, we can create the object of animal. When you call this animal dot say hello, then definitely it will call this method, that is dot dot method, because animal is saying nothing, because animal is a generic name. Suppose here is dog. When you create an object of dog, when you say hello, it will call dog method, correct? This is the basic. And when you create an object of cat, it will call the cat method. But when you try to run it, we all know that it will give this and meow, correct? So here is the thing, we can write here animal. We can use animal reference and use dog object, because animal is a parent and dog is a child. So we can use animal reference to create object of dog. So it will it will override the method inside this animal. It will override the method inside animal and run this method that is present inside the dog. So same as goes to this cat, the animal cat and cat dog say hello. So when you try to run it, it will give the same result, Bobo and meow. We are using the animal reference because animal is a parent class. So you will ask that how it does work. So when you run this application, then because of the dynamic memory get allocated to the dog, and dog object is created using the animal reference. So whatever the method present inside dog, that will called. Okay, so whatever the method present inside dog, that will called. So that's why it is called as runtime polymorphism. And because memory get allocated at runtime, whatever the method inside this dog, animal or cat, it is decided by at runtime. Runtime polymorphism we can achieve it by overriding. This is a polymorphism. So polymorphism means poly means many and morphism means form. So many forms. So it is dog and this cat. We are using a same reference for creating the objects. So it is taking the many form. And in this case also, in calculator case also, it is creating a multiple form. The same method name. So that's why it is called as polymorphism. And one thing is remain. So this is called as upcasting. If you are adding lower hierarchy to the upper level, then it is called as upcasting. And if you use dog, if you try to use dog dot dog, it will not allow. But if you write here, then it is called as downcasting. Okay, called downcasting because this is the parent, this is higher class reference, and you are downcasting this one. This higher class reference you are adding in lower class, so that's why it is called as downcasting. Let's summarize the thing. So compile time polymorphism. So why it is called compile time polymorphism? Compile time polymorphism is called so because the method is called during the compilation process, as we already seen. So there are multiple names that compile time polymorphism have: static polymorphism, early binding, and overloading. And runtime polymorphism, why it is called runtime polymorphism? Because compiler resolve the object and decide which function to be called at runtime. Because we already seen that because of the new keyword, the object is created at runtime. So whatever the method inside that object is called as runtime only. So that's why it is called as runtime polymorphism. So there is having multiple name: dynamic method dispatch, dynamic polymorphism, late binding, and overriding. So yeah, so thank you guys.